Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, in this video, I would like to show you how I will do exploded view for this Frother project. Since I have completed the full assembly of this Frother, the next move is that I have to do an exploded view. Okay, why is an exploded view important? Exploded view, it kind of like show how all the parts here, how they fit together in this full assembly. It kind of like helps the engineer or technician or maybe the machinist to understand the structure and the relationships between the parts of this product. Alright, to do this exploded view, okay, if you look here, this is my file of the full assembly in assembly mode. So under the assembly here, we have the menu above here. So we have here exploded view. If I click at this exploded view, hold on. If you look on the left, there is the setting for us to do the exploded view. Okay, before we do exploded view of this Frother, if we look the setting on the left here, the first thing is about explode steps. Explode steps mean that whatever part component that you pick and you move it to different position, it will be recorded as explode steps. Okay, for an example, if I select this top casing and I put it above to different locations, so it would be recorded as explode step 1. Then I select the bottom casing, I put it to the bottom position, to different position, it will be recorded as explode step 2, and so on and so on. Okay, in order for us to do this exploded view of this Frother, okay, the first thing is that we need to plan how we will dismantle this product. Okay, logically, when you look at this Frother, is full assembly mode. Okay, if you want to do dismantle, the first thing, what components or what group of component that you will open first and put them into different position, then only you can dismantle the other components. So it means that we need to plan how the way we dismantle the product. It must be in order. Okay, for this Frother, so what I will do, the way I plan it, if I want to dismantle this Frother, so the components or group of components that I will open first is this opening lid at the back here, and all the related components attached to this opening lid. Logically, when you if you want to replace the two AAA batteries, so you will slide it out, this opening lid and the group, and then you can replace the batteries. So this is a thing that first group that I think that I will record it as exploded step 1. So what I will do, okay, the explode step 1, so I will select the opening lid and the group and I move it to the right, so it will be recorded as explode step 1. When this opening lid is already in that position, it means then my explode step 2, I will select the two AAA batteries and I slide it out here to this direction. I bring out the two AAA batteries. Then only my explode step 3, I will select the top casing, then only I can dismantle the top casing and put it above location. Then about the bottom casing, I cannot move the bottom casing since the bottom casing is kind of like a platform, it's a base, so it means the bottom casing is at stationary point. It cannot be moved because it will be the base. So I already put the top casing above, then only I select the group of this rod and this plastic coupler and the cap and the motor to different location. So it kind of like I plan how I dismantle the product logically if we have this physical component of this Frother. Alright? Okay, just to show you, okay, the first step is that, so I will select here. If you look here, I will select my first exploded step will be the group of this opening lid and all the component attached to the opening lid. Alright, so here under setting on the left here, it is highlighted here, explode step 1, but I have not yet select what component to be put here as my group explode step 1. So here, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, here we have the list here. right? I click open the list here. So my group to be explode step 1 is the opening lead and all the related component attached to the opening lead. So it will be, I will select the opening lead. So it's highlighted, already listed here. Then the next one will be all the related component, the push button. So it's listed here. The tactile switch bracket, the batteries connector single 1, battery connector single 2, and the push button already selected, the tactile switch already selected. So I believe that's all the group of the opening lead and all the component attached to the opening lead. So here in this icon here, if you look at all the group of component, I kind of like have the icon like axis. So I want to slide it on in X direction, but to the right direction. So I will go for X direction. So I move it to this location. So it will be, I put it into this location. So it will be, SolidWorks will record it as explode step 1. But important thing here, you must click at done. If you don't click done, it means SolidWorks will not read your first setting explode step 1. So I click at done. So if I already click at done, then only it will be recorded as explode step 1. Okay, if you look here, the setting on the left here, explode step 1, we have already all the related component have been recorded for explode step 1. It means that this opening lead and all the component I've kind of like slide it out to the right. Okay, now the setting here, if you look, is asking about explode step 2. Okay, logically, to dismantle this Frother, the explode step 2, I will remove these two AAA batteries and I put it to this location. So for this explode step 2, I will select these two AAA batteries. So we have the axis here. I will go for Z direction. I bring it out up until what position I want them to be. All right. If you can give distance also here. If you look here, you can give the distance. All right, in Z direction. Okay, I just remain the two AAA batteries at that location. So I must click done. This is important. You must click done. So SolidWorks will record it as explode step 2. So we see here explode step 2, we have this thing, right? Okay, be careful about it. When you click kind of like here explode step 2, it kind of like still asking which component to be put into this explode step 2. For example, if I highlight like this, it's kind of like you are kind of like editing. So whatever thing you do, you cannot straight away, if I put my mouse, I highlight the explode step 2, it's kind of asking what component I need to add more for this explode step 2. Already done, select these two AAA batteries. Whatever things you do, you highlight here, must click at done first, so it will go to explode step 3. All right, because kind of like the setting here is kind of like quite sensitive. Make sure that when you editing, must click at done. Then only it will go to the next step, explode step 3. Okay, be aware of that. All right. Then, after I have removed these two AAA batteries, my step 3 will be, of course, the top casing, right? So I will select this top casing. Okay, now this is under explode step 3, is already listed top casing. So I bring my mouse to this Y direction. I bring it up until this position. Be careful, you need to click done. So it will be confirmed, recorded as explode step 3, and it will ask explode step 4, right? Alright, about the explode step 4, since I have put my top casing above position, okay, the things that I need to do is select these metal connectors, I put it above. So I select these metal connectors, I put it up until this location. Alright, must click at done. Okay, actually you can edit it back to adjust the location of your component, alright? So I just remain it at that position for these metal connectors. Alright, now it's asking about explode step 5. Okay, for explode step 5, I cannot just simply pick metal, this coupler, put different location. I have to make this disassemble in order. So it means that I have put the metal connectors up here. So my next step is that I cannot simply select the motor and put it up for explode step 5, because it's kind of like we have a group here. This motor, the coupler, the cap and the shaft is kind of like under one group. So for explode step 5, so I will select the motor, the coupler, and the cap and the steering rod. I put it above first at this location, right? Then I must click done, so it will be recorded as explode step 6, right? Okay, let's say if I want to adjust the height of these metal connectors, I think like it kind of like close to that DC motor location. So I can scroll up here. Since that battery connector is explode step 4, I click at that explode step 4, then I bring it up a little bit, these metal connectors above. Alright, so I must click done to convert it. You must click done, right? Okay, now it's asking about explode step 6. Okay, about the explode step 6, since I have this group of DC motor, coupler, cap, and rod, so what I will do, I will slide this steering rod. I put the steering rod up until this location. Then I click done. So this will be explode step 6. Now it's asking about explode step 7. It's kind of like I select this coupler and also this cap. I move it up until this position, right? So it will be recorded as explode step 7. Then I click done. Right now I've set the my explode step from 1 to explode step 7. Alright, before I go for explode step 8, okay, let me go to standard view. Okay, this view that I want the exploded view to be, so this is standard ISO view. So if we look here from this view, it's kind of like I need to do some adjustment in terms of the height level of my component. For example, like this top casing here is too low. Okay, I can scroll up here. Top casing is explode step 3. I click at that explode step 3. So this icon, I bring it up a little bit. It means that it can show the features of this opening lid. Alright, okay, I have adjusted the level of this explode step 3. I'm still this under editing explode step 3 here. If you look the setting on the left here, make sure that any adjustment that I've made, I must click at done, so it will be confirmed and recorded. Okay, now it's asking about explode step 8. Alright, okay, about the explode step 8, since I've already dismantled all the components shown here, the only left is about this sub-assembly of this opening lid. Alright, so explode step 8, so I need to really plan it. Okay, let me just scroll it like this. Later I will go to standard ISO view. Okay, about this explode step 8, so this will be the explode step for this sub-assembly of this opening lid. Alright, here I will remain this opening lid will be the base. I will not move it. So what I need to move for explode step 8 is that I will select these two metal slot here, because it's kind of like we disassemble this component in order. Alright, so I will select this two metal slot here. So I will bring it up to this position. It's okay, you can adjust the height later. Okay, I just click done, so it will be recorded as explode step 8. Alright, about explode step 9, I will, if I have removed these metal connectors, I put it above. Logically, I will remove this bracket here for explode step 9, bracket and the tactile switch, because it's kind of like they are together. So this will be my explode step number 9. Okay, I just put it there. Right, I just put it there like this. Okay, up this location. I must click done, so it will set the setting for explode step 9. Okay, let's say if I want to adjust this explode step 8, I click at explode step 8, I adjust it a little bit like this. and I click done. Everything, any adjustment, you must click done to confirm it. All right. Okay, before I go for explore step 10, about these two metal connectors here, I need to do adjustment. So this is under explore step 8. I click at explore step 8, I bring it little bit above. Okay, I click at done to confirm it. And all right. Okay, about this bracket here and the tactile switch are still together. So about explode step 10, I will select this tactile switch and I bring it to this location. So you kind of slide it out above. All right, I click at done. So it will be recorded as explode step 10. All right, okay, I think the last one, explode step 11, will be this push button. All right, this push button, I cannot slide it out to this direction because logically you cannot remove your push button to that direction because it is already prevented by this shoulder of this opening lid. So for explode step 11, I will select this push button and it goes here. All right, so this will be my explode step 11. Okay, I click at done. Then I click OK. So it means that I have already set the exploded view for all my components. Let me go to standard view. So this is my exploded view of my component. Alright, the next thing to do, since I've completed this exploded view of the components of this make frother, okay, here if you look at the setting on the left here, I'm now in tab number 3 here, configuration manager. By default, we are feature manager, like the common listing that we do for assembly. About the exploded step, you can check under the third icon here, configuration manager. If you look here on the list here, I have exploded view 2. Okay, exploded view 1 is grayed out because I've done this before. But now what I've done, I show to you just now is about my exploded view 2. Okay, for example, if I want to do an final adjustment, for example, for this bottom, this top casing, I want to little bit slide it upward. So in my exploded view, I click at here and I right click mouse and I go edit feature. So I have the setting for this exploded step. Since my top casing is explode step 3, so I click at explode step 3, then I do final adjustment to make sure that this top casing at this position, it kind of like show these two metal connectors. Right, whatever adjustment that I just made, I have to click at done, right? Okay, let me click OK. So this will be my final adjustment. All right. Okay, if you look here on the left here, we are on configuration manager. All right, by default, we are first step feature manager. All right, under the feature manager, we have the first list assembly one. If I bring my mouse here and I right click at it, I go for collapse. So we go in collapse mode. See, this in full assembly mode. If I bring my mouse, I right click at it, I go for explode, then we go for explode mode. All right. Okay. Let's say if I bring my mouse, I go for collapse mode. So I can even play animation for this. Okay. If I bring my mouse here and I have option here, animate explode. So we can show kind of like animation or simulation that can show how our component been disassembled in order. Okay, let me play again. Okay, let me zoom it a little bit. Okay, I can play again this thing. Okay, so even we can save this animation file, maybe we can send to the client or to the other department, kind of like explaining how this product works, how this product, this component related to each other by showing this motion. Even can go for this, if I go for if I go this now under explode mode, I can play animation, animate collapse. It can even go to the reverse direction. Now it show how this product been assemble back to full assembly. All right. Okay, the next thing to do is that since I've made this exploded view of this milk frother and all the components are in at the position here in exploded view mode. All right, since later I will show you in my next video, inshallah, I will show you how I will do assembly drawing and also exploded view drawing. Because for this Make Frother project, we need to produce a set of working drawing. A set of working drawing of a product, it means that we have to show the first drawing will be the assembly drawing in 2D or orthographic. The second one will be exploded view drawing. That exploded view drawing is not in orthographic, but it show in isometric mode. So this view here, as shown here, is isometric mode. But when people read the drawing exploded view, because exploded view is kind more user friendly to show the product, how the product been disassembled. But when they see the drawing, if we just produce the drawing like this, it's kind of like difficult for them to understand. Like for example, how does these things connected, related to each other? So it means that in the SolidWorks file here, I need to create a path. It means the line of this part being disassembled. And for example, how do these two batteries be mounted onto this rib? It means that I need to show the line, the path of how this battery slide in on what location it will be mounted. So in SolidWorks, this is called exploded line sketch. So all these components, I need to show the path of this component, the line of this component being disassembled, and also how this path connected to each other. For example, like this tactile switch will be slot into here. I will do the path of the line of the movement of this tactile switch fitted into the slot, and so on and so on. Even here, I can show the path of this rod straight connecting here to the shaft of the motor. I need to show, we need to show this path line. So in SolidWorks, it is called exploded line sketch. Okay, to do this exploded line sketch, okay, here under the assembly here, under this exploded view here, I click at the arrow here. So the second one will be explode line sketch. Alright, to do the explode line sketch, if you look the setting on the left here, it asks for the root line. Root line will be your path line. So we will create ones here. So I will go for, okay, in this case, I will go for the easiest one. For example, the easiest one is these two batteries here. Okay, this battery, I can straight away show how this battery slide onto this cylindrical surface of this rib. So here, items to connect, I select the cylindrical surface of this battery. And the second one, I will go for the cylindrical surface of this rib. So as you can see, the SolidWorks have show the outline of this exploded line sketch. It's a straight line like this. So I click OK. So we have this jotted line. Okay, this jotted line is shown here. So just ignore this, the internal line, because later in the drawing into the hidden line will not be shown. Whatever is shown is already whatever we can see here. Alright, okay, about the second one, the easiest one is the second battery here. This one and this cylindrical surface. So I have another one here. Click OK. Okay, I just go for the easiest one to show the exploded line sketch. For example, like the steering rod, it passed through, cross this plastic cap, these connectors, and straight away to the shaft of the motor. Okay, for this exploded line sketch, so I select the cylindrical surface of this rod straight away to the cylindrical surface of the shaft of the motor. So it have this exploded line sketch, then I click OK. Alright. Okay, about the others here, I will go for, if we look here, okay, now I have done this group of rod up until shaft of motor. Okay, let me go for kind of like easy first. Alright, about here, this, if I want to show, okay, this motor will be mounted, okay, this surface of this motor here, this cylindrical will be mounted on the cylindrical surface of this rib. So I need to show the exploded line sketch how this motor will be mounted onto these two ribs. Okay, if I simply select the cylindrical surface here and I select the cylindrical surface of this rib, okay, SolidWorks cannot show kind of like a straight path downward. It kind of like produce a zigzag outline like that. If I want to click at this arrow here, the pointing arrow I can get, it cannot go it will search for the alternate route, but the path is still kind of like go for this direction, a zigzag direction. So if this the case, okay, let me clear this thing. I think I clear everything. I don't want it to be like this. It means that I don't want to go for the standard route line. Okay, if you look on the left side here, because the first is about the root line, so the second is about the jog line. If I click at the jog line, it means we manually create a line to show the path of this. Like I create just a line to show the direction of this cylindrical surface mounted onto this cylindrical surface. Now I'm in jog line mode, so up here I can create a line. So I will go for, okay, if I bring my mouse here, it can snap that center point of that outline of the circle. Okay, I just create a line like this, simply pick anywhere like this, and I right click mouse to terminate it. Then I select the line. Okay, if you look on the axis here, Y is pointing straight upward. Okay, I select the line. I make sure that this is a long Y, so it's in vertical mode. Okay, in terms of Y direction. Okay, I just can simply select. Okay, let me drag to this view. Okay, I select this outline that I bring it as long it is kind of like close to that point. It can show the path of this motor. This cylindrical surface of the motor will be mounted onto the cylindrical surface of this rib. I will do the same here at the back here. So I will create a line because I'm still under jog line of this exploded line sketch. So I will bring my mouse here, snap to that center point. I just click like this, right click mouse, select the line, make sure it's long Y. Then I will bring this point up until, don't have to be snap coincident, but as long as kind of like show the path, right? Okay, that's good. Okay, now the same thing I will do for these metal connectors here. Okay, about these metal connectors, I will go for the line. So I will go for somewhere at this point. So I just simply bring like this the line, then select the line, then I click the line, then go for a long while. Then it's kind of like we have to do this manually by using jog line. So I go to the proper view, then I just bring it kind of like it can show the path. Ignore this thing, right? So I have the path there. So I will go for the second one here. So I draw the line here at this corner point like this, just bring it like this. Then I select, make sure along Y. Then I drag it up until about this location. Right, so I have a path. It's kind of like show that how this metal connectors will be put onto this slot, right? Okay, I've done the batteries, the metal connectors. Okay, the next one is about, okay, here about this, if you look here, we have a push button mounted onto this surface of this opening lid. So, okay, for here, okay, let me click OK point first. Okay, if I go for standard road line here, let me clear this thing. Okay, about this road line, if I select the cylindrical surface of this push button and I go that cylindrical surface, then SolidWorks will put the root line is like this, kind of like zigzag. So it means here I can select this arrow. I can simply drag it, and now the SolidWorks can put the shortest distance, the straight path. Then this one I can do standard root line. Okay, I have a root line there. Alright, about the other components, for example, okay, the next one will be, if you look here, okay, I go for this one first. The tactile switch will be slide onto this slot. This tactile switch will be slot onto this slot. So this one, I don't think so I can use the standard root line. So here I will go for second option, jog line. Okay, jog line. Okay, I'm now in jog line mode. I click at the line, so I will go for, okay, since this, if you look here, this we have edges, middle point, then I just bring it like this. So make sure that since the vertical is y-axis, I select here and make sure it's along y. Then I select this line, I just simply bring it like this, right? So we have a path of how this tactile switch will be slot onto this slot of this bracket, right? Okay, the next one about this bracket, this surface here have to be mounted onto this slot in the surface. Okay, I need to show at least a path there, right? Okay, here I can do, okay, jot line again. I go for the line. So I select at that middle point, just bring it like this. Okay, okay, I do the same here. Jot line at that middle point, bring it like that. All right, for this line, make sure it's along Y. Then I just bring it as long it goes there. Can show the path. I just ignore this thing. And same goes here. This one along Y, and I drag it like that. Okay, let me check. I think that is good enough to show the path of this metal bracket will be mounted onto the surface of this arm. Okay, another thing is about these two metal connectors here. Okay, these metal connectors will be slide onto the surface of the slot. So what I will do here, okay, I will go for this arm, since this arm will be put onto the slot. So I will create a jot line again. So I will go for kind like, since this slot will be, I will go for, or I will go for the corner of this one. Here, I just simply draw like this. And also I will draw another jot line at this point here. I just create it like that. Okay, this one I go for a long Y. Okay, now I will drag this point up until it can show that it will be put onto the slot. Okay, same goes here. This one I make it a long Y. Then I just drag it as long it can show it will be mounted onto that slot. Okay, just ignore this. So I have this, all the path line. Okay, I believe for this sub-assembly of this opening lid, I have done all the path line or exploded line sketch. Okay, the next thing is that, okay, what do I miss? The last one will be about this opening lid, because this opening lid, I have to show how well this opening lid will be mounted onto this bottom casing. So I have the this here, this hook here. Okay, I will do line at the middle point of that hook. Okay, here I will go for any point here. Okay, for this one, it's not a long Y. If you look on the axis, this will be along X. I select this line, so I make sure it's along X. So I will stretch this point. So I bring it somewhere, it kind of like goes to that groove. Okay, it will be mounted onto the groove of this bottom casing. Kind of like we have this path of this opening lid will be slide onto this bottom casing. All right, the last one will be the top casing here. Okay, the top casing will be mounted onto this bottom casing. Okay, the last part to do this path line, I'm still under job line here, is this top casing. I need to show the path line. This top casing will be mounted onto this bottom casing. All right, to do that, okay, I'm still under job line. I will create line. So I will create simply any lines not touching the edge here. Click any point like this. All right. Okay, this one I make it a long Y, it's vertical. And about this point, and the edge of here, I make it coincide. Right. So I have the line there. Okay, it becomes shorter. It's okay. Now I select this point, and this edge I make it coincide. So I have this line. I can still slide it, but it remains coincide with the edges of that bottom casing and top casing, because I have set the relation to coincide. So I will do the same here. I'm still on the jot line, so I will create line here like this, and this line along Y, and I will select this point and these edges. I set the relation coincide, and about this point and these edges, I set it coincide. So I have this line. Okay, I can still drag it. Okay, one way to do this, I want to make it in line. So I go for this view. So about this line, I can still slide it, but it remain coincide with the edges of both top casing and bottom casing. Kind like I slide it a little bit, to make sure that it's in line. Right, I think this is good enough. Right, so I have this path line that can show this top casing mounted onto this bottom casing. Alright, I believe I've done all the explode line sketch for this component. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I've completed my exploded view with the exploded line sketch. Alright, inshallah in the next video I will show you how I will do assembly drawing together with the exploded drawing of this make frother. Okay, inshallah I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video, but before that, please do not forget to click subscribe and like my channel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.